football fans, we are ready for NFL picks for week number 12 in the league where they play. I said in the league where they play. For pay! Great to be back with you. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. We're going to have a big week of picking games. I can feel it this week. I have a great feeling about this week. Holiday weekend, Thanksgiving. We're getting down the home stretch in the NFL season. Let's pay attention to who gets hot from this point on. Who gets hot from this point on? Remember Tampa Bay last year? They got hot at the end of the season. They won it all. All right, let's get it going. Week number 12, pick number 1. This is the second game this Thursday on Thanksgiving. Let's go to the Big D in Dallas, Jerry's World, with the Dallas Cowboys a -7 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Just lose, baby. The Raiders have completely fallen apart. They're 5-5. They were 5-2. They've lost 3 in a row. Cincinnati mauled them. Vegas basically does nothing well. They do nothing well. They commit a million penalties, turn the ball over. Carr has a baffled look on his face. The Raiders can't move the ball from here to there. And on defense, they have gotten gashed the last few weeks. They do nothing well at this point. They have fallen to pieces. And I know it's been a tough year for the Raiders. The coaching change, the Ruggs incident, they've had a lot of stuff to deal with. They've fallen to pieces. They look like they have nothing left. Nothing. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys. They're down to 7-3. They lost to Kansas City. First time all year they've been held to no touchdowns. I know they had some injuries, some guys out as well. Cooper was out with the virus. Lamb went out with a concussion. They had some problems on the offensive line, but that was not a good performance by the Cowboys. As far as this game, Dallas at home -7 against Vegas. I'm going to move it to 1 and a 2-team teaser and take Dallas. I know Dallas didn't look good last week, but I think they're going to rebound. I have no faith in the Raiders at all. None. I cannot see the Raiders on a short week going into Dallas on Thanksgiving and winning this game. Can't see it happening. I love Dallas here in a 2-team teaser. Move it to 1 and take the boys to respond. Can't take the Raiders. Can't take them. I like Dallas. That's pick number 1. How about them Cowboys? Pick number 2. This is the Thanksgiving night game. Let's go to the Big Easy. The Superdome. Fat Tuesday. Mardi Gras. With the Buffalo Bills a -4.5 in New Orleans against the Saints. 2 teams going in the wrong direction. The Saints are down to 5-5. Gave up 1 million points to the Eagles. Listen, let's sit Simeon down and let's get Hill in there. You just signed Hill to a contract extension. Peyton's been telling me for years Hill is the next Steve Young. He's not. But he's got to be better than Simeon. Let's see what he can do. Winston's out for the year. Drew Brees isn't coming back. Simeon is not the long-term answer. Let Hill start this week and let's see what he can do. You're telling me he's the next Steve Young, so why is he not starting? Get him in the game. Let him start. Enough Simeon. The Saints have been awful the last few weeks. Not good at all. Buffalo, speaking of not good at all, they're down to 6-4. Got bombed by Indianapolis at home, and I picked the Colts last week. The Buffalo Bills are now in second place. The Patriots have passed them. Let me say it again. The Patriots are in first place. The Bills, who had Super Bowl aspirations, have fallen down to second. And if they don't watch it, they may fall out of a playoff spot. It's getting dangerous for Buffalo. Defense just got carved up last week. And what's with the Bills' running game? Did they even try and run the ball? What, they run the ball like 7 times last week? You can't run the ball 7 times in an NFL game and expect to win. Oh, the Bills, very disappointing. Very disappointing. I'm going to move this line to 10.5 and take the Saints. I've been pretty consistent with the Saints at home. I always take them at home, especially if they're an underdog where I can push the points. I can get even more points. And the Saints have done some decent things at home this year. They did beat Tampa Bay. They've had some decent efforts at home. They've laid some eggs on the road. They've had some decent efforts at home. These two teams are struggling. I think it's going to be a close game. Put Hill in New Orleans. I think they might. I'm going to move it to 10.5 and take the Saints. With the two teams struggling like this, I have to think it's a close game. And I always take the Saints at home, especially getting points. So I'll take the Saints there. That's pick number 2. Who dat? Pick number 3. Let's go up to New England. With the New England Patriots a -6 against the Tennessee Titans. Titans are down to 8-3. They lost to the Texans. The Titans lost to the Texans. Is this every week we're going to have a really bad team beat a really good team? Are you kidding me? I know Tennessee had a bunch of guys out. Henry's out. Bud Dupree's out. Brown is hurt. Julio Jones. The list goes on. But they can't beat Houston in Nashville? Oh my goodness, that was an ugly performance by Tennessee in the rain. Nice job, Tannehill. 1, 2, 3, 4 picks against the Texans. Oh, Tennessee, that was a bad loss. Like I said, they're very beat up now. A lot of injuries. And then you have New England. They're up to 7-4, shut out Atlanta last Thursday. They are now in first place in the AFC East. The quarterback continues to play well. The running game, the defense, Belichick's coaching. You have to be kidding me. The New England Patriots are in first place. They look like one of the better teams in the AFC. There's no way around it. No way around it. I'm going to move this line to pick 'em and take New England. New England is too hot right now. They're home, and Tennessee is beat up. Too many guys out. Too many guys out. They just lost to the Texans at home in the rain. And I know Tennessee is flaky and they're up and down. They're a strange team. I have to like New England here. They're just too hot. They're just too hot. They're doing too many things well right now. And you're going to hear all week about Belichick going against Vrabel. You're going to hear about that all week. I understand that. Tennessee knocked them out of the playoffs a couple years ago. I get all that. I have to like New England here. Too hot. Tennessee, too many injuries. I like the Patriots in a 2-team teaser. That's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My bags are packed. My suitcase is ready to go. We're going down to Texas. The great state of Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. We're going to watch the Houston Texans against the New York Football Jets. Oh yeah! What better place to spend Thanksgiving weekend than NRG Stadium? Texans Jets. Who's with me? Who's with me? My bags are packed. Let's go. My flight has been booked. Plane tickets have been purchased. Texans Jets. Oh, yes. Houston at home -3 against the New York Football Jets. 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 Yes. Special guest, Joe Flacco. He'll be with us. He'll be starting. Why not? Why would the Jets want to start White? They loved him 2 weeks ago. He had one bad game. Sit him down. Wilson's hurt. Let's go with Joe Flacco. Yes. Jets down to 2-8, lost to Miami. Oh, the coach looks lost, and I like the coach when they hired him. Looks lost. Got Flacco in there. What's Flacco going to do for you? What is Flacco going to accomplish for you? At least if you put White in there, you can see if this young guy can do something. What do you gain by putting Flacco in there? What, are you going to make a playoff run with Flacco? Oh, man. Texans, they're up to 2-8. They actually beat Tennessee. I just mentioned that. Tyrod Taylor, a couple of touchdowns. Why would I want to miss this? Tyrod Taylor against Joe Flacco. Yes, my bags are packed. I know you're coming with me. We're going to have some great barbecue down there in Texas. Thanksgiving weekend. Flacco, Taylor, NRG Stadium. My bags are packed. This is such a disastrous game. I'll move it to 9 and take the Jets. I mean, the Texans are favored. I know they beat Tennessee. This is ridiculous. What kind of game is this? Oh, my. Say it ain't so. But if I had to play this game, I'll move it to 9 and take the Jets just because I just can't take the Texans as a favorite. I mean, come on now. Oh, but my bags are packed. Wouldn't miss this game for the world. Oh, no. This is what they call a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Yes. Yes. I'm there. I'm there. I hope you guys join me. Texans Jets, special guest, Mr. Joe Flacco. All right, that's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey, not too far from here, with the Philadelphia Eagles are -3.5 against the New York Football Giants. Eagles are up to 5-6. They beat New Orleans. They're suddenly playing well. Got that running game going. Eagle fans have been calling for that running game for a while. The Eagles were throwing the ball too much early in the year. The running game is cooking. Hurts is running the ball well himself. The defense is making some plays. The Eagles are all of a sudden up to 5-6. And in, dare I say it, playoff contention. Then you got the Giants, who just laid an absolute egg last night. An absolute dud. Giants down to 3-7, got bombed, especially in the second half, by Tampa Bay. What kind of performance was that by the Giants coming off their bye? And listen, I know they're playing Tampa Bay on the road, but come on, Giants, that was awful. Daniel Jones throwing the ball to the other team. The Giant offensive line was atrocious. Their interior line played as bad a game as you could possibly play. They were eaten alive. Awful. Terrible football by the Giants. They got mauled up front. Awful. The only Giant touchdown was off an interception where they ran it back to the 5, and then the offensive lineman caught a touchdown for the Giants. Oh, this was a poor performance by the Giants. Poor performance. And a couple other things. The Giants are down 30-10 with 7 minutes to go. They have a 4th and 5 at their own 40. Why did they punt? Why did they punt there? But then, with 3 minutes to go, they had a 4th and 20 at around their own 40, and they went for it. Why? And I know it would take a miracle for them to come back, but why down 30-10, 7 minutes to go, 4th and 5, are you punting the ball? And here's another thing. With 5 minutes to go in the game, and Tampa leading 30-10, Tampa took Brady out and put the backup in. On 3rd down, the Giants got a sack. I believe Johnson, the undrafted rookie, got a sack. And he's out there dancing down 30-10. Got the sack, and he's giving me one of these. Johnson, come back to me. You're down 30-10 with 5 minutes to go. They have taken Brady out of the game. It's over. And you're celebrating because you sacked the backup quarterback. Talk about moronic. And again, it's not just him. It's all over the league for years. Everyone does it. Why? Why? You know why? Because they want to get theirs. Me. I'm going to get a sack. I don't care if I'm down 45-0. I'm going to do a dance. Yeah, look at me. I just sacked the quarterback down 45-0. Look at me. Put me on ESPN. Yeah. Moronic. And listen, Johnson's a good story. Undrafted rookie that made the team. You have to be a professional now, Mr. Johnson. That was unprofessional. And if I was one of the Giant coaches, when he got to the sidelines, I would have told him that. You can't be dancing down 30-10 with 5 minutes to go when you sack the backup quarterback. Brady's on the sidelines laughing at you. He's laughing at you. Yeah, he gave me one of these. Yeah, all right, down 30-10. Get real. Come on. Enough of this nonsense all over the league. It's not just Mr. Johnson. It's all over the league. I see veterans doing it. I see all pros doing it. Why? Pick your spots. Oh, my goodness. I could see if you were up 30-10, you're down 30-10 and celebrating. Moronic. The Giants played an awful football game last night. And they'd been pretty competitive in prior weeks. And they had a bye week, and that's what they gave you? Awful. Terrible. Deplorable effort by the Giants. Philly minus 3.5 in the Meadowlands. Listen, with these division games, when I have the home field and I get some points, I move it up in a teaser. So I'm going to take the Giants plus 9.5 in a 2-team teaser. These division games in the NFC East are usually close. These teams have a long history of playing each other. Games are wild, games are close. I think it will be here. The Giants can't possibly play any worse than they did last night. They have to be mortified. Mr. Judge, have them ready to play this week. That was embarrassing last week. I think the Giants can at least hang around in this game. I'll move it to 9.5 and take the Giants reluctantly. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6. Let's go to Indianapolis. This is a very good game with the Tampa Bay Bucks a -3 against the Indianapolis Colts. Tampa Bay, as I just mentioned, up to 7-3, laid it on the Giants. They played very well, Tampa Bay, especially in the second half. The defense played better. Got to get Brown back on the field. They did get Gronkowski. You expect Tampa Bay to make a run here. You expect them to be in the mix. Colts, wow, 6-5. Bomb Buffalo, 5-1 their last 6. I told you the Colts are better than what their record says they are. I mean, the Colts are not a bad team. They're pretty good. They're a dangerous team. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but they're a team that nobody wants to play, especially now. They have talent. I'm going to move this line to 9 and take the Colts. I have 9 points. The Colts are home. They're red hot. Tampa Bay now going on the road, short week. Who knows about Brown? He may not play. Such a big part of their offense. I like the Colts here to keep this game close, if not upset Tampa Bay this week. I like this game. It's a must-watch game for me. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Oh, boy. It was between the Texans, Jets, and this game for my road trip this week. This was a close second. Let's go down to Jacksonville. Where the Jacksonville Jaguars are home. Pick them with the Atlanta Falcons. Wow. Jacksonville got run over by San Francisco. You kind of knew that was going to happen when the Niners laid it on the Rams. You kind of figured Jacksonville had no chance. And Atlanta, they got shut out by New England, and that was coming off the deplorable, despicable effort they had against Dallas 2 weeks ago. So Atlanta completely falling apart. Both of these teams stink. This is a smell bomb, an absolute stink bomb. If I had to play it, I'd move it to 6 and take the Falcons just because of Matt Ryan. I trust Matt Ryan a little more than I trust anybody on Jacksonville. So I'll go Atlanta there in a 2-team teaser. It's an awful football game. Awful football game. But I have to think Matt Ryan will do enough to pull this game out in Jacksonville. And getting 6, I definitely like Atlanta. That is an awful game, but that is pick number 7. Pick number 8. Let's go down to South Beach, Miami, Florida, where they charge you $40 for a salad. with the Miami Dolphins a -1.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Panthers down to 5-6, lost to Washington. Cam Newton, of course, starting now. I still can't believe that. Miami, they're up to 4-7. They've won a few in a row. They've beaten the Jets. They're playing better. Tua doing some good things. It's another oddball game. I'm going to move to 7.5, and I'm going to take Carolina. I think it's a field goal game either way. I don't trust either team. I think it'll probably be another one of these ugly type games. I'll go Carolina there plus 7.5. I mean, I know Miami's playing better, but I still don't trust them. I don't love Carolina, but I think they'll hang in the game. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9, let's go to the jungle in Cincinnati with the Cincinnati Bengals a -3.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals up to 6-5, ran over the Raiders. Steelers, they're down to 5-4-1, lost a heartbreaker to the Chargers. They were down big in this game, rallied to take the lead, and then had that big defensive gaffe at the end of the game where they let Williams wide open down the sideline. Steelers got everybody out on defense. Roethlisberger and Claypool did get back on offense, but the defense, T.J. Watt out, Fitzpatrick out, Hayden out, the whole defense is out. So let's start there. Are some of these defenders going to play? Is T.J. Watt going to play? If all their defenders play, I'll move it to 9.5 and take Pittsburgh in a big division game. If all these guys are out, you can't love Pittsburgh. So keep an eye on that injury report. They got to get T.J. Watt out there. It means so much to the team. Keep an eye on that injury report. We'll see about that game. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10. Let's go to the Mile High City in Denver, with the L.A. Chargers are -2.5 against the Denver Broncos. Denver 5-5 coming off the bye and coming off the poor performance against the Eagles. Denver's got to start picking it up at home. They've traditionally been a good home team, not this year. Chargers, they had the nice come-from-behind win against the Steelers, as I just mentioned, had the big lead, then blew it, scored at the end. Chargers are up to 6-4, right in the heat of the playoff battle, right there for the division as well. This is a very interesting game. I'm going to move to 8.5 and take Denver. Division game, I get 8.5 points. I get Denver off at home, coming off a bye. Denver, they're due for a big performance at home. They've had a lot of bad performances at home. They're usually a good home team. I expect them off the bye to play well here. You know what? This is it for Denver. This is their last stand. They're 5-5. They have to have this game if they want to make the playoffs. This is Denver's last stand. Got to play well here. Have to play well here. Played great against the Cowboys, then just stunk up the joint against the Eagles. 2 weeks to stew about that. I think Denver's going to play well here. I'll take them at home. That's pick number 10. Pick number 11. Let's go out to San Francisco, the Bay Area, Santa Clara to be exact. Alcatraz with San Francisco 49ers, a -3 against the Minnesota Vikings. Two teams that are playing better. The Niners are up to 5-5. Bomb the Rams, come back, beat Jacksonville. Niners starting to put some things together. Minnesota, they're up to 5-5. Nice win against Green Bay. I picked Minnesota last week. Listen, you know Minnesota's MO. They're in close games every week. The games are decided by 7 points or less every week. Having said that, move it to 9, take the Vikings. You have to think this particular game is going to be decided by 7 points or less. Could go either way. Hard to pick a winner straight up. I'll move it to 9 and take the Vikings. Interesting game there because both of those teams are playing better. I'll take the Vikes. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12. Very good game here. Let's go to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, where the team with the most championships and Super Bowls resides. The Green Bay Packers, who are at home, pick 'em with the L.A. Rams. Green Bay down to 8-3, lost to Minnesota. Tough game. Rodgers has the turf toe. He's playing, but he is a little banged up. And then you got the Rams. They were on a bye last week. Week before on Monday Night Football, got embarrassed by the Niners. Now, that's the third time this year I saw the Rams get embarrassed. They got embarrassed by the Niners, they got embarrassed by Tennessee, and they got embarrassed by Arizona. Rams down to 7-3, still a good record, but I'll say this, at this particular point in the season, the Rams are overrated. They're overrated. They're overrated. They're an overrated football team. They lose Woods for the year, which is a major loss. I know they signed Odell Beckham Jr. He hasn't been the same player in years. They don't run the ball well. Stafford's looking like he did on Detroit. The defense, which is supposed to be the big bad, Ram defense, they're not playing well either. They have individual stars like Von Miller and Donald and Ramsey, but so far as a unit, not great. Overrated. Overrated. That defense has to be a lot better if the Rams want to get to a Super Bowl, and it's Super Bowl or bust for the Rams this year. They went all in, and I'm not liking what I see from the Rams. And I've been high on them, but they've been pushed around 3 different times this year. That's alarming. And they talk a big game, especially Ramsey. I'm Ramsey, I'm big and tough. Yeah, well, you haven't shown it on the field as a unit. Haven't shown it. Rams are overrated right now. Now, there's still time to put it together. I don't like them losing Woods for the year. Don't like that. He's a major player for them on offense. And Stafford, he's been shaky. Got off to a hot start, but now he looks like the Stafford that we saw in the Lions. And that's not good. This spread is pick 'em in Green Bay. I'm going to move it to 6 in a 2-team teaser and take the Pack. They're home, cold weather, don't like the Rams' body language. I always like picking Aaron Rodgers at home. I'll take the Pack here. Have to take the Pack. I think the Pack are going to win the football game. Rams would show me a lot if they went into Green Bay and won this game. Like I said, let's keep an eye on who gets hot from this point forward. There's still time, but right now the Rams are overrated. I'll take the Pack. That's pick number 12. Pick number 13. This is the Thursday night. No, I'm sorry. This is the Sunday night football game with the Baltimore Ravens a -4.5 against the Cleveland Browns in a big division game. Ravens up to 7-3, gutted it out against Chicago. Remember, Jackson didn't play. They had Hundley in the game, pulled out the win. Cleveland, speaking of ugly wins, they're up to 6-5, beat Detroit in just a sloppy, messy game. Mayfield getting booed, Landry gets hurt, Chubb back in the lineup. Cleveland, they got all sorts of issues as well. Usually with these division games, like I've said a million times, the game's usually close. I'm going to move it to 10.5, and I'm going to take Cleveland. This has 16-13 written all over it. All you need for this game is bad weather, which you might have in Baltimore. That's all you need is some cold, wind, snow, rain, some kind of bad weather. That would be apropos for this particular game. I'm going to take the Browns plus 10.5 in an ugly game. 16-13 should be a win or somebody. We'll see about that Landry injury. Not sure if he's playing or not. Cleveland would like to have him on the field, but I think it's going to be close. That's pick number 13. Pick number 14. This is the Monday night football game where the Seattle Seahawks are somehow favored. Seattle on the road -1.5 in Washington. Now, I know Washington's not great. They did beat Carolina. They're up to 4-6. Heineke played well. A lot of people think Heineke is the answer for Washington at quarterback. I don't know about that. I'm not sold on Heineke. I know he's had a couple good games. I'm not sold on him yet. And Fitzpatrick, by the way, is out for the year, so you won't see him. And we know he's not the answer. Heineke has played better. I'm not sold that he's the answer long term. And then you got the Seahawks. Oh, ouch. They're down to 3-7, lost to Arizona, and looked horrible doing it. Wilson looks rusty. They lost to Arizona, by the way, and Arizona didn't have their quarterback, and they didn't have their top receiver. And Arizona dominated that game. Dominated the game. And for the first time, I heard boos in Seattle for the home team. And you never hear that. Those fans are great. They're loyal. They've had a lot to cheer about. They were booing a lot of that game. They were booing the offense and the defense, particularly the offense with Russell Wilson, and he has not looked good since he's come back. The Seattle Seahawks have the second worst record in the NFC. Hard to believe. Pete Carroll has no answers. He actually walked out of the press conference because he's so baffled. Listen, maybe they're just not any good. Maybe they're just not that good. 3-7 is 3-7. And they got pushed around by Arizona and Colt McCoy, of all people. Oh, my goodness. And just on general principle, I'm moving this to 7.5 and taking Washington. Home, Monday night, Washington's won a couple in a row, and I'm getting 7.5 points. Seattle has shown me nothing. And I've tried with them. They've shown me nothing. Wilson is very shaky right now. They can't really move the ball on offense. They're not scoring any points. I gotta like Washington here. Sorry, Seattle. Gotta like Washington. That's pick number 14. And pick number 15, this is the early Thursday game. This is the 12:30 Eastern time game on Thursday, Thanksgiving. I'm going to throw this game out. This is just a disaster. The Chicago Bears, -3.5 in Detroit. Bears down to 3-7, lost to Baltimore. Fields is hurt. We don't know about him. So you don't know what's going on with Chicago. Detroit 0-9-1. You know, they lost to Cleveland. Goff's out. Boyle's in the game. So you could have a battle of the backup quarterbacks here. You really could have a battle of the backup quarterbacks. I mean, just ridiculous. So there's no way I'm picking this game. No way I'm upsetting my stomach before my Thanksgiving feast dealing with Chicago and Detroit. That is a throwout to me. An absolute throwout. You could have, Dalton against Boyle in this game? Oh, please. No way. Staying away from it. Staying away from it. And two teams on a bye and two teams that are playing really well, and they get a bye this week. Must be nice to have a bye on Thanksgiving. I mean, you don't have to deal with any of the travel. You don't have to worry about playing a game. This is the week to have a bye. Arizona on a bye at 9-2 beats Seattle, doing a great job. McCoy, tremendous filling in. I mean, Arizona has played much better than I thought this year. I never thought they'd be this good. And they're doing it without Murray and Hopkins. They should be back soon. They added some good veterans to this team, like A.J. Green. J.J. Watt, unfortunately, got hurt. Even Ertz was a good pickup. I really like what I see from Arizona. They are a lot better than I thought they'd be. Doing a great job. They're on a bye in Kansas City. I apologize, Chief fans. I apologize. I wrote them off. But the Chiefs are playing a lot better. They're up to 7-4. They beat Dallas. Jones was awesome on defense. The Chiefs look like right now that they can play with anyone in the AFC. And I wrote them off. I apologize, Chiefs. I was wrong. They're right there with anyone in the AFC. There's no one they can't play with. So Arizona and Kansas City on a bye. So there you have it. You're all caught up. You're all set for your Thanksgiving feast. I have a great feeling about this week's games. I hope you guys pick well this week. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Thanks as always for the support. The best audience in all of YouTube is right here. I will talk to you guys next Tuesday. Take care.